Howdy doodly you! This is TJ coming at you from GoFigureNews.com. I will be your host, almost live today, from Dallas, Texas, at least for the time being. I'm so excited to share with you. As you know, we love enamel lapel pins. You probably know that we are not only in love with vinyl toys and action figures, but the spin-offs thereof. And in the hashtag pin game, we have fallen in love with enamel lapel pins. It has exploded on the scene and everyone is making them. There are some extremely quality makers that have reached up to the level of the top and bust the ceiling, including our special of the day, and that is at Nerd Pins. Check them out online, and I bet you will be glad that you did. I am not going to waste another moment. I want to open up this envelope that came to us from Los Angeles, California. So, there's a few different things in here, and we got a little note that reads, from at Nerd Pins and Divided Youth, love the show, man. Keep up the great work. Enjoy the pins. From Joe. Howdy, Joe. I'm so glad that you sent these in. I am more than thrilled to take a look, because if you don't know this, when I travel, no matter where I go, I always have a small selection of pins on my jacket these days. Back in the early days, I wore pins all the time as, you know, a tried and true punk rocker. But nowadays, the pins have come full circle and are very artistic, very colorful, and high quality. And on the postcard, it says, and I'll zoom in so that you can take a look at this, there are some of my recent drawings. Some will become pins. Some already are pins. Some will become patches. And some will become other forgettable trinkets. Now, I love a self-effacing, you know, sort of like humorous attitude like that, and I think we are kin for sure. So thank you so much again, Joe. All right, in no particular order, let's look at these. Now, the first step here is the Unfollower Umbrella. This has got one black rubber stopper on the back to hold it in place. The Unfollow umbrella button. Oh, this is cool. On the back, they've got that sort of -1 graphic, and on the front as well. So that's cool. There are people that are just click happy and, you know, going crazy, just adding friends. All social media is ridiculous. In this world, I really believe that we need to touch things to understand them. We need to use our senses more often. Not only just our 5 senses, but our common senses. So here we have Westworld made into a pin, the logo for the new series, and I have actually really enjoyed the series, and I've watched it the entire first season, and I have to say, it doesn't shy away from nudity, it doesn't shy away from violence. It is really a new wave of sorts. Now, it has nothing to do with the original, which of course was that totally cool, crazy Yul Brynner thing from the 70s, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. But the series kind of takes off into a different direction, and if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. And on the back, it's got sort of a faded image of Ed Harris, who plays a great part in this. It really feels like you're watching a long-form movie, doesn't it? So for all you Westworld fans out there, this is definitely going to be something you want to wear in your lapel. I love the way that it's got that silver chromey shine and this sort of die cut so that it's not just a circle, it's actually a design. I love it because I know the reference right away. And oftentimes these pins will have super cool references. Some people will get them, some people won't. But here you have it. Do you want to ride the white horse? This is, of course, a spin-off from Deftones' White Pony, the record that came out in Y2K that stunned and amazed the world over. But here we have Pinata Pony. So they've done a cool spin, adding a lot of color. There's probably 5 or 6 colors mixed in there. And this is a great design, cut to the shape of the horse from the record cover. But here, actually they've gone one better. I like this. This could be like the remixes. The back is kind of a black, so it makes the colors heightened all the more. It's so exciting to open these. I love the crinkle of the little cellophane bags that they come in. And I also like the fact that they are all on these backing cards, which are about 2 by 2 inches with the rounded corners. All these pin makers have a different approach, but I really like what At Nerd Pins are doing. So here we have a cool pin. I'm not really big on square pins for some reason. I'm not sure. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm always a square peg trying to fit into the triangular hole. This one actually would have probably been very difficult to die cut that shape. It is not one, but trois Robert De Niro Pez, or I should say Taxi Driver Pez. That's cool and unusual and unexpected. And on the back, it's got a bunch of bloodied Pez prototype heads. That's really odd. I don't know where that comes from, what the original source is. One of the more cult films of all time, and probably Robert De Niro's best performance ever. His latest films are just absolute crap. So, if you're interested in real acting, dig back into the history of actors like Robert De Niro in this role. Another cool reference here. If you love Wes Anderson, who doesn't like Wes Anderson? I mean, he's a phenomenal filmmaker. Just makes these lovely sort of almost animated live action vignette type films that play on sort of the eccentricities of human behavior. Here you have Mendel's, and if you remember, this comes from the Grand Budapest Hotel. On the back it says, "I must say I find that girl utterly delightful, flat as a board, enormous birthmark. The shape of the pin is covering that part." So you have to take the pin off. Look at the shape. Isn't that gorgeous? Now these are hard enamel. You can tell with the silver metal. They've also got the At Nerd Pins emblem on the back. They all have that. But I love that it's the shape of a present and a box of patisserie. This is really nice. And then the little card has 2 of the actors in that particular scene. So check it out. Go to Nerd Pins and grab this while you can, because most of these are going to be limited edition. They're not going to be something that you can wait on. And I'm not sure how many people are going to try to replicate this. And in the pin game, people really do sort of clear the way for their own designs and their own ideas. And then others sort of try to come up with all sorts of resolve in certain fandoms. And I haven't seen many in the world of Wes Anderson. So, one I haven't seen much of in the world of pins, or action figures for that matter, is the series Grimm, which is in its last season this year. So I'm hoping someone out there does something from Grimm. I mean, there's so many of those monster faces that could be done into pins. Shout out lastly, but definitely not leastly. Oh wow, this is crazy and weird. On the pin, you've got Scorsese, or Martin Scorsese, however you want to say it. Love him. He's got such an iconic face with those crazy glasses and those crazier eyebrows that just kind of further identify this part of his face, this big brow. It's kind of like older, more current Martin Scorsese, and then the back, he's covering the face of Robert De Niro in Taxi Driver. And on the back, it's a picture of what looks like an outtake from the actual filming of the same film. I love it. This is a great design, great drawing. Love the coloration. It's so simple. And the way that the glasses are done, the eyes really set back. So check it out. At NerdPins is where it's at. And we love them. It is the new wave, so to speak. This has been TJ for Go Figure News. I'm so glad that you came and conquered today. Remember to subscribe, and we'll see you on the other side. Over and very much out.